Hi, I would like to present to you a new idea, a new concept that I have been carrying with me within my dreaming about creating something, an idea, a concept that I'm dreaming of. I have this idea or a concept of a new type of psychiatry, new within context of who provides the service, who is the actual provider and focalizer about the therapy methods and the talking and the communication and the administration, if you like. So my idea is to have people that are psychiatry survivors, people that have been in psychiatry for maybe a year or 2 years or 5 years or longer period, that come out from psychiatry and that have capacity, within their life and within their being to help others, to assist and help others that are currently living with addictions or in psychiatry or in such relations. So my idea is to start a cooperative, a workers-owned cooperative within mental health, within psychiatry. Most of the hospitals and mental health care institutions in this world that are in the Western world where we have psychiatry, not everywhere in the world is where there is not psychiatry in all of Africa and Indonesia and India and so on. But in the Western world where we have psychiatry, where we have these prisons, if you like, institutions, hospitals, they are normally government owned. There are a few and more that are private, but most of them are government owned. It's a government service. So my idea is to gather people that have capacity to start a cooperative, a workers' own working place for more people, to have belonging, to have owners, direct ownership in that cooperative, in that structure of a business, and from there have therapy, offer therapy. From that, having a business plan of having people that have experience with bipolar, that have experience with schizophrenia, that have experience with heroin, that have experience with addictions, with anorexia, with OCD, with whatever issue that might be. So my idea is to have this workers' co-op in mental health care. We would be using the best supportive ways of therapy that are out there. We will not be using the abusive methods of ECT or way too much drugging and chemicals and so on. We will be focusing on the new and overall proven time after time good therapies like open dialogue from Psykula in Finland, methods like healing homes and family care foundation in Göteborg, Sweden by Carina Håkansson, programs such as the Soteria House in California in the United States, Soteria House model, living and practice, healing homes, open dialogue, therapy like music, painting, singing, theater, and writing, self-forgiveness, and writing in itself, working on self on levels, many levels, physical exercise, massaging, all these therapy methods that we know from our own, from within ourselves, that I know that this has a good effect. I know that what I'm doing here has a good, like when I work with self-forgiveness, I know that self-forgiveness has a profound effect on me, and that when I use self-forgiveness, I am relieving lots of emotional and energetic burden from my chest and from my body, for instance. And I know that open dialogue meetings is so much more responsible within itself. Open dialogue meetings has a totally new level of responsibility to it. And the Family Care Foundation of Göteborg proves again and again that it's a very, very fine model of dealing with addictions, dealing with mental disorders, dealing with healthcare. So all these methods of writing and including and living in together living together in units in community home, having best ecological food that can be provided, making the dishes, doing things together, working together, like Campbell, if you like, Campbell style environment, or and being more and more self-sufficient. This is what I'm presenting is the idea of a concept, the idea or a concept of a business plan of mental health care. Mental health care, where the people who work with their experience of being having had schizophrenia, having had drug addiction, having had eating disorder, having had this or that illness or problem or diagnosis, that owns this company, that works within the company, that owns a company that works within it to help others that might be fresh into possession, fresh into psychosis, fresh into addiction, and so on and so forth. So a concept business plan of a cooperative business plan as where we would like to have a business, we would like to have ownership, like the workers to have that ownership as a cooperative. This might be expanding all over the world, and it can be in many levels. It could be like home shelters, it could be like an activity center, it could be a writing course in a university for self-forgiveness, or it could be whatever. It could be all sorts of things, like meeting each Thursday for a swimming lesson, like going each Friday to painting school, or to painting classes, or doing things together, and being together, and doing things together that has a healing value to it. We're doing things together that has a healing value to it, that makes life better, that improves life, and that helps people to heal and recover. This is a dream that I have, to create a cooperative of mental health care for the people that have experienced mental health care physically, mentally, and so on and so forth, that have experienced it, that they can with their experience, that I can with my experience help others that are new in that game of psychiatry, addictions, and doctors and drugging and so on and so forth. So if you can agree or relate in any ways to what I'm saying, to my references and so on, please contact me, drop me a line. My email would be in this blog here. Contact me, write me a comment on this video, and we can discuss and talk about what opportunities, possibilities there is. So I see this as a very fine and overall cool and good solution that can be implemented. It can be a very fine tool, very fine new approach to psychiatry, to addictions, to suffering, and it has a cool circle or look to it, like closing a circle, sort of, like how people who have experienced psychiatry actually can use that experience to help others that are in a suffering position. So if you like this idea or feel like talking to me about it or discussing it in any matter, please contact me and write me a letter or a few words, and we can talk about how to create a cooperative in psychiatry, how we can create a better world for all and use our experience for something valuable. Thank you very much.